locomotive is a vehicle that is sweeping across the nation and changing many lives and industries as it goes. But is it without its consequences? The train, as it is being called, is a motorized wheeled vehicle that travels on rails. Its significantly higher transport capacity has made it the forerunner in goods and personal transportation. Recently, as new technologies have emerged, the railroad's growth has only accelerated, although to many people's despair. The railroads are run by bosses who are insanely wealthy and politically powerful, and many of them have been known to show signs of extreme corruption. Corruption to the sound of embezzlement, stock watering, bribery, and deceit. Although it cannot be denied that the railroads have been a headrunner in an industrial revolution, as industries have faced tremendous growth such as the agricultural and mining industries. The tremendous growth of the railroads has also led to the development of 4 continental railroads that span the nation and can move people and goods tremendous distances. So is supporting these companies a safe and moral decision? That's for you to decide. The value of this business.
And as we heard from our news reporter Bobby, we learned that railroads contribute to the emergence of businesses. Businesses were the main focus in the late 1880s. The start of businesses was due to Americans' possession of resources and innovative businessmen. In fact, by 1894, the U.S. was the largest manufacturer in the world due to abundant liquid capital, fully exploited natural resources such as oil, iron, and coal, massive immigration, which made labor cheap, and innovations being renewed and used for mass production. As businesses emerged and rose in monetary wealth, so did the men behind the companies. Andrew Carnegie used vertical integration, a method in which someone controlled all aspects of their industry, and this proved successful when, by 1900, Carnegie was producing 1/4 of the nation's steel and getting $25 million a year. John D. Rockefeller used horizontal integration, a method in which someone allies with other competitors instead of controlling everything themselves. This also proved successful when it was used to form Standard Oil. By the 1870s, kerosene, a type of oil, was used to light lamps. These lamps soon went downhill, and the electric industry soon rendered kerosene obsolete. Oil was just becoming popular, and there was needed more. John D. Rockefeller organized the Standard Oil Company of Ohio in 1882. 5 years earlier, he already controlled 95% of all oil refineries in the country. Rockefeller crushed weaker competitors, but his company did produce superior oil at a cheaper price, and he was able to control the oil industry by forcing weaker competition to go bankrupt. J.P. Morgan used his men with his competition to gain influence and reduce competition, and he made a fortune in the baking industry and in Wall Street. He was ready to step into the steel tubing industry since by 1900 the U.S. produced as much steel as England and Germany combined, due to the Bessemer process, which made steel making cheaper and more effective. The U.S. was one of the few countries that possessed a lot of coal for fuel, iron, and essential resources for steel making, so it became number 1. Though Morgan wanted to get into the steel industry, Carnegie threatened to ruin him, since both their steel companies would conflict. After negotiation, Morgan bought Carnegie's business at $400 million. Meanwhile, Morgan took Carnegie's holdings, added others, and launched the United States Steel Corporation in 1901, a company that became the world's first billion-dollar corporation. It was capitalized at $1.4 billion. These men became known for their successful businesses, trust, and influence in the business world. Due to their success, the gospel of wealth, this theory formed. Many of the newly rich had worked from poverty to wealth and thus felt that some people in the world were destined to become rich and help society with their money. This was the gospel of wealth. It was an effect of the prominence of business in the late 1800s and early 1900s.
Alexandra Dora here reporting breaking news. On May 4th, 1886, a dynamite bomb blew up in Chicago, and I'm here at the crime scene. A new organization called the Knights of Labor started taking a downfall in 86. Nearly 80,000 Knights lived in Chicago, which became a focal location for their May Day strikes. Yet Chicago also was home to a few hundred anarchists who wanted to overthrow the American government. Tension between Knights and anarchists, who did not want any government at all, grew. Labor disorders broke out, and on May 4th, Chicago police had a meeting to protest alleged brutalities by authorities. Next thing you know, a dynamite bomb exploded. It was thrown, killing and injuring several dozen people, even police. Anarchists were charged with conspiracy. 5 were sentenced to death, 1 killed himself, and 3 got prison.
Alex, that was some crazy news. I'm Jen Castellino, back here in the studio with some updates. In the recent years in America, labor unions have been popping up ever since the war concluded. First, there was the National Labor Union, which held around 600,000 members and allowed skilled and unskilled labor. Then there was the Knights of Labor, who also allowed mainly everyone to join. Their successful strike against Jay Gould's Wabash Railroad in 1885 also brought a boom in membership to about 750,000 members. Recently, the American Federation of Labor was also formed. They were composed of all skilled workers, no unskilled. One of the major goals was the trade agreement authorizing the closed shop.
America, I'm Logan Guarino. 3 years ago, the federal government passed the Interstate Commerce Act. This regulated railroads from being excessively expensive for businesses to ship their goods. Railroads quickly became the main source of transportation for goods and people, and therefore prices to the railroads were inflated. Now in 1890, the government is back again passing the Sherman Antitrust Act, banning companies from creating large bands of trust, which then prevented the smaller companies from gaining power.
Thank you for watching Jabble News. Catch you on the flippity flop.
Wait, this formation is so awkward. Like, we're saying this, and then you guys come out.
3, 2, 1.
Thank you for watching Jabble News. Catch you on the flippity flop.
Oh my hair.
I know.
How's it going?
Alright, are we ready?
Come in closer, guys. Okay.
Alright. 3, 2, 1.
This is Jabble News.
The look of people walking by.